For executives, founders, and business leaders, having a vulnerability management program is one of the often most misunderstood requirements of audited frameworks like SOC2, ISO 27001, and NIST. In this board brief, I'll explain in the simplest terms possible for a non-technical audience what it is, how it's measured during an audit, and what you can do right now to comply with this requirement. There are many things that sound like they could relate to the words vulnerability management, but the ones the frameworks focus on are very specific. Vulnerability management is part of the secure software development lifecycle or application security, which includes all the various things software developers have to do on an ongoing basis to ensure the applications that they work on are secure from the most common types of threats. All software is built using libraries and packages. These are basically other people's code that make your software work, and most are open source. They can be tightly intertwined with your code or in the underlying operating system that your application uses. As hackers and researchers identify security issues in packages, the maintainers, the people who write the code, update their libraries to fix the vulnerabilities that have been identified. But not every update to a package fixes a vulnerability. Most add features and can change how the package works. So updating to a new package that isn't backwards compatible could easily break something in your application. That's why this gets very frustrating and time-consuming. But this is one of the most important things developers can do to secure their application. This is literally how attacks on software happen. A well-established vulnerability is exploited to compromise your software. Okay, so how do you pass your audit? During an audit, this is measured by examining the length of time it takes for a package that's been identified as vulnerable to be fixed or updated. Vulnerable packages are scored by how sensitive they are, and auditors will look to make sure highly sensitive, critical packages are updated within 30 days. Less sensitive packages could be 60 or even 90-day timelines, or until they become severely critical. Okay, so how do you actually get this done? Thankfully, it's very easy to detect and triage the vulnerabilities. GitHub's Dependabot and Snyk's free plan both cover everything you need to detect vulnerable packages. Did I mention they're both free? Tools like those will continuously monitor and generate the list of vulnerable packages. They will even rank them in terms of importance. Now, this is the hard part. Developers will have to test to ensure that upgrading the packages doesn't break their application. This is real work. It's not just changing the version number of a package in a requirements file. Upgrading certain packages might require upgrading other ones or changing certain things about how your application uses them. So there's a lot of testing that goes into this. How are you supposed to do this? You need to make vulnerability management a part of your normal software development process. Make sure to upgrade packages regularly. Include these in your weekly and monthly sprints. Some of the worst offenders I've seen are companies that leverage outsourced developers or development companies who write code and then forget about it. Upgrading packages from last quarter's version is significantly easier than trying to upgrade a package from software that was last written 3 years ago. If you have more questions about vulnerability management, comment down below. See you in the next board brief.